Bonjour, I am Jacques Torres and welcome to Tuesday Tips. Fall is a delicious time for a lot of things, and I like during fall to do those homey food, kind of pie, tarts, and I'm going to show you today another Alsatian specialty called Tarte à l'oignon, onion tart, with a little bit of bacon in it. And it's not very difficult things to do. It's a delicious appetizer with a little bit of salad on the side. So the ingredients are simple. I have here 250 grams, a quarter of a quart. So if you take a quart, you take 25%, will be about 250 grams. A nice pinch of salt, 25 grams of flour, and 25 grams of butter, nutmeg, pepper, and salt. So the first thing is to take the butter and melt it on top of the stove. Then we make something called a roux. A roux is when you put the flour and the butter and you cook it together. So the butter is melting. Now I'm going to add the flour. And I'm just going to cook everything together. It's actually a very fast recipe to do, and it's a base for a lot of French cooking, called béchamel. Okay, butter, flour, mix it together. We are making, again, what we call a roux. So I'm going to lower a little bit the stove here. Okay, so when everything starts to bubble and cooking together, the last thing that we need to do is add the milk. Okay. So don't worry, at the beginning, it looks like things doesn't mix together, but eventually everything will come together. Your pepper. Be generous with the pepper because we have a lot of onions, a little bit of nutmeg. I love nutmeg. About a quarter of a nut. And then don't forget the salt. So I'm going to add the salt at the end. Okay, we are ready with that. I'm going to put that here. The onions, it's just 3 big onions, a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter, and I just sauté them. I didn't caramelize them, I just sauté them slowly, so they just melt and cook very well. And the last thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to take my béchamel, and I'm going to pour the béchamel over the onions, and I'm going to add, after everything cooled down a little bit, a couple yolks. That's going to give some creaminess to the recipe. So this is the 2 yolks that I'm going to add to the recipe. And remember, I didn't put any salt, so I need to put enough salt in all of that. Okay, a little bit of salt. And I'm just going to taste it to be sure that I put in enough salt. I have now my mixture here. I'm going to put that into a tart dough. Same tart dough that we do the fig clafoutis, that we do the apple tart Alsacienne. It's a dough that can go savory or sweet. And the last thing is I sauté some thick pieces of bacon, and we're going to put that on top of the tart and bake everything together. Okay, so I have my tart. I pre-bake it a little bit. You know, it's still pretty white. Then I'm going to add my onion mixture in it. You can be generous with that. I might have a little bit left. Let's see. What do you think? A little bit more? Maybe a little bit more. And now, what I want to do is just add those little pieces of bacon around it. And I know the bacon is not crispy, but that has to go back in the oven. That's why I cook it so soft like that. But believe me, it's cooked already. And it will be double cooked because the oven. And again, depending on how much your family love the bacon, you can put plus or less, whatever you like. And if you have a little bit of the fat, you're just going to drizzle that on top for extra flavor. Okay, we are ready. I'm going to put that in the oven. Certainly 40 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes. That need to really cook very well. And then I'm going to show you how to serve it. Tarte à l'oignon. So we have a lot of specialty that come from that. We have the tarte à l'oignon. We have the tarte flambée, who is a lot thinner, also from Alsace. And we have something called the pissaladière, that's from the Nice area, where we put onion and anchovy, and it's a pizza dough. So 3 different recipes, 3 different specialty, completely different one from another. Here, we cook the tart for about 1 hour in the oven, so all those flavors cook together and come together. Now I'm going to cut it, and then we're going to taste it. So this is definitely on the rich side, has a lot of butter and bacon and all those things. So this is not a light appetizer, but it's an appetizer full of flavor. I learned to do that in apprenticeship and I still love it. Bon appétit.